crypto industry will be listening closely when Paul Atkins, President Trump's pick to run the Securities and Exchange Commission, testifies before the Senate Thursday in his nomination hearing. Atkins is expected to re-examine and revise a lot of what the agency did during the Biden administration, notably its approach toward regulating digital assets. For years, Atkins has made it clear he favors clear regulations of cryptocurrencies that don't impose unnecessary oversight, and he intends to repeat that point before Senate lawmakers Thursday. I have seen how ambiguous and non-existent regulations for digital assets create uncertainty in the market and inhibit innovation, he said in his prepared remarks for his testimony. Trump Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has made it clear he wants to lift constraints on lenders and overhaul the current regulatory framework as a way of increasing lending activity in the U.S. Atkins previously served as a Republican SEC commissioner from 2000 to 2008 and in 2009 founded Washington consulting firm Potomac Global Partners, which helps companies deal with us regulators. This week, he said he would step down and divest from his consulting firm if confirmed, giving up a stake valued at more than $25 million. He said so while releasing financial disclosures and an ethics statement on Tuesday. The Howey test. Sen. Elizabeth Warren is expected to press Atkins on what she sees as conflicts of interest from his work as a regulatory consultant for big banks and financial firms. She sent Atkins a 3-page letter ahead of Thursday's Senate Banking Committee hearing pressing him on those perceived conflicts, as well as his decisions in setting regulations before the 2008 financial crisis and his involvement in the failed cryptocurrency exchange FTX. This record raises questions about your judgment and your ability to serve as an effective SEC chair if you are confirmed, Warren wrote. I ask that you appear at your nomination hearing prepared to answer these questions, and that you provide complete written answers prior to any banking committee vote on your nomination. Warren's questions, as outlined in the letter, include his views on crypto, such as how he believes the so-called Howey test applies to digital asset tokens. The SEC's framework for evaluating digital assets as securities has long relied on the Howey test, which has its origins in a 1946 Supreme Court case dealing with tracts of Florida orange groves sold by W.J. Howey Company and leased back to the company. The Supreme Court labeled these leaseback deals as investment contracts, meaning they needed to be registered with the SEC. Gary Gensler, the last SEC chair, believed that the vast majority of cryptocurrencies were securities based on this test and, therefore, required aggressive oversight by the SEC. The crypto world disagreed, and that split was the source of considerable tension during the Biden administration. Gensler and the SEC sued many of the biggest crypto exchanges, accusing them of trading securities without registering with the agency. Gensler also declined to write customized rules for the crypto industry, arguing many digital assets are securities that should have to comply with rules already on the books. Gary Gensler's tenure was a disaster for American innovators, investors, and job creators, said Sen. Tim Scott, the Republican chair of the Senate Banking Committee. I will work with Paul Atkins to improve access to capital for entrepreneurs nationwide, right-size regulations for small and newly public companies, create new avenues for hardworking Americans to invest in their communities, and provide long overdue clarity for digital assets. Greater clarity even before Atkins's confirmation hearing. The SEC has already started to back away from the aggressive approach of the last administration and unwind certain actions. The SEC has dropped more than 10 enforcement cases against high-profile crypto firms, including US exchange Coinbase, while also declaring many meme coins to be exempt from securities laws and reversing an accounting bulletin that made it difficult for banks to custody crypto. It also launched a task force led by SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce to study a new regulatory framework governing the industry. I'm hoping that we can get to a place, Pierce told Yahoo Finance in an interview last month, where we have greater clarity around a legal framework that is workable, that is consistent with the statute, but also enables people to figure out what something is categorized without hiring lots of lawyers and having the fear of litigation hanging over them. Trump himself has already signed executive orders that benefit the industry, including the creation of a strategic Bitcoin BTC-USD reserve, and has pledged to help push through legislation that the industry favors. At the same time, he has existing interests in other crypto ventures that benefit if the value of digital assets rise. Just before Trump's inauguration, his team launched an official meme coin for the 47th President Trump and one for First Lady Melania Trump MELANIA on the Solana blockchain. His namesake Trump Media and Technology Group DJT announced Monday that it would partner with trading platform Crypto.com to launch exchange-traded funds that will include a unique ETF basket of cryptocurrencies. World Liberty Financial, a cryptocurrency venture Trump helped launch last year, also announced Tuesday that it plans to launch $1 United States dollar, a stablecoin pegged to the US dollar.